Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you a story. It's really embarrassing. It's about my adolescence. All right, here we go. So June of 1993 was a springtime that changed my life. I was 12 years old, and I was going to sleepaway camp for the first time with my 6th grade class, which included my first ever boyfriend. Boyfriend, did you guys hear that? Boyfriend. So I'm going to let you guys connect the dots here, but I was 12, going to camp, first ever boyfriend. What was I hoping for? Yes, my first kiss. That's right. It was all that all the girls in the 6th grade class talked about all year long were periods and first kisses. And the big question with both was like, when are they coming, right? We were so excited. I felt pretty confident that my first kiss was imminent because my boyfriend, Jake, and I had only been dating a few days, and it happened to be the week that we were going to camp. Furthermore, I had seen the movies. I knew how it worked. Summer romance, involves, moonlit docks and friendship bracelets, all the classic camp stuff. So it felt kind of inevitable. So not knowing anything about camp, I went to camp and found out that real camp is nothing like cinematic camp. It's basically like labor camp for kids. And what they made us do was like work, making crafts and paddling boats and chopping wood from sunup to sundown. And then we retired to single-sex cabins with parental chaperones. Yeah, yay, the parents. So basically, I saw my boyfriend, Jake, once each day, and it was at lunch. One day, at lunch, Jake looked at me, and he said, "Would you like to go for a walk after lunch?" I thought, of course. I had forgot the after lunch unsupervised unstructured free period. It wasn't romantic. It was like 1 in the afternoon, but we'd go with it because it's all we had. So what happened was that basically Jake and I went out to this big field where our classmates were playing a giant, violent game of Red Rover. Subtly, Jake and I separated ourselves from the game. And we made our way for this path that curved around the lake and out of sight. And as I was walking down the path with Jake, it hit me that it was actually going to happen. This first kiss that I've been waiting for my entire life was about to happen. And then all of a sudden I really wanted to go play Red Rover because that sounded way more fun than meeting my fate at the end of this path that I didn't really know if I wanted to do anymore. But I already felt committed to the path, and so I just kept walking with Jake towards this unfathomable new worldly knowledge that awaited me at the end of the path. So we're walking, Jake slows down. So I slow down. Jake stops. I stop. He turns toward me, so I turn toward him. He puts his hands on my waist, like so, and instantly I snap into junior high dance mode. I know right what to do, and I loop my hands around the back of his neck, and we're standing there woodenly like this, and I'm locked in. I know it's coming. He leans in. Oh, I just leaned into the microphone. He leans in. I tip up. And then, apparently there's a miscommunication. I thought that we were doing like a classic Hollywood passionate lip press, and he thought that we're doing an open mouth tongue thing. If you put those two together, it does not make a kiss. It's or not what we would recognize as a kiss. It was more maybe like in certain tribal cultures an intimate greeting or something, but it was not a kiss. I knew that much. And in instant humiliation, I withdrew, I turned all the way around, and I remember this in flashes. I doubled over like this. I was so humiliated that now Jake knew that I didn't know how to kiss. He'd probably tell the whole 6th grade. 6th grade boys are really mean. All I wanted to do was run away, but I couldn't run away because that's only what babies do. I was so humiliated. I just wanted to get out of there. Jake, mercifully, stood me up, turned me around, reset, and we tried again. And I closed my eyes and I just kept thinking, like, think tongue this time. Think tongue, tongue. So we moved in towards each other, and I think technically we kissed, because, you know, the tongues touched. I remember thinking at the time, like, oh, it just feels like I'm touching another person's tongue with my tongue. It's peculiar. And at one point, I opened one eye, and I realized, I guess I didn't realize, like, or I guess I've never seen someone's neck from this perspective, which I hadn't really thought about before. At the time, that seemed like the extent of my realizations, but in retrospect, I walked out of the woods that day with a much more important lesson, which was the spring of 1993 was the first and the last time in my entire life that I have ever had a first kiss with someone sober and in daylight. I have never done it again. The end.